Hello and welcome to Best of the Bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. I am the Reverend JP, and this is
Damn.
And what we do here is we drink cheap booze, we give it a review because we drink cheap booze, so you can too. And then we get into a little Florida man. Well, actually, yeah, we get into a little Florida man segment. We talk about. I make up a story. I read the headline for what a Florida man did, and I make up the results because life is better when you make it up on the fly. We got some booze in the news. We do that every week where I find a interesting story that involves booze-ish. Sometimes I bend the rules because I can't find anything that's not depressing. Or I just find something that's interesting. And then we just talk about whatever. And I'm going to try to be as entertaining as I possibly can in the first however long of this podcast, because at a certain point, it's going to get very ranty. My little going live screen might kind of give you an idea. Some things have happened in the US, and I have thoughts. I've been looking at stuff, and I just need to kind of vent my thoughts. And since I have a live stream and social media and some expensive cameras, why don't I just spill my thoughts into the ether? Dan, you can too.
Thanks.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Hello.
Hello. Maverizzle, the pizzle dizzle nizzle in the hizzle. I'll lick your sizzle. I hope I made that weird. But first, we have a little thing called, where did I put it? It is called the Bag of Doom. You see, in this bag, we're going to make a lot of pretending today. I have a shot. I have a shooter. We usually have this much more fuller, but, well, I haven't refilled it. But I have shot in this bag, and we are going to reach across the interwebs, and Diana's going to pull out of the bag of doom and grasp her destiny. Diane, reach into the bag. Reach into the mighty sack. Choose all the shot there is. And I shall reach in there too. And then, oh, thank God. At the very least, I got Western Sun blueberry vodka.
Pick up cinnamon cream.
Why does nobody want to talk to somebody? I'm missing what's going on. Oh, I see. I see. But you know what? Cheers to discourse in the chat. This is to you. It smells like a muffin. Whoa. Whoa. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I don't think I was expecting that. That was weird.
This is good hot chocolate.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you had a good time.
I did.
I mean, this wasn't bad, but it was. You've had the blueberry one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It was definitely not as expected. I mean, there's definitely blueberry. It's very muffiny, but it's. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
10 out of 10.
But you know what I do feel like? This week's adventures of Florida Man. What I do is I read a Florida Man headline and I make up the story. And if you are here to see the shit talking I'm going to do about the United States, stay tuned. There's a lot of shit talking that I have brewed up for days. So don't worry. We'll get there. We will get there. Rest assured. If you've seen this show, I can rant. And I shall rant indeed. Diane saw a mere smidge earlier today when I started.
I most certainly did.
And I did get a little heated. Maybe more than necessary, but I don't know. I'm going to try to rein it in, but no promises. But for this week's adventures of Florida Man, maybe in time, indubitably. This week's adventures of Florida Man. Nude Florida Man burns himself while dancing in flames, chanting gibberish. Well, you see, this Florida Man was no normal Florida Man. This Florida Man had once encountered the many time-traveling Florida men of the past with the swords, the whatever else there was. And they fought it out. They dueled. And he realized he too must open the portal. So he lit the flames asunder or something. The flames were flaming. Sure.
Yeah, we'll take it.
He drew the assemblage. He got the runes. He sacrificed a grasshopper. Let's be real. Most of the animals in Florida would kill him. An alligator's his friend. So you can't do that. You don't want to sacrifice your buddy. I mean, he hangs out with you. He's been there through thick and thin. He ate the neighbor. He was giving you problems. You can't sacrifice the gator. So he sacrificed the grasshopper. And he lives in Florida, so there was no virgins to be found of consenting age. And as he began to dance, he began to chant. And then he realized fire is freaking hot. He burned himself. He danced and he jigged. And slowly but surely, the portal began to form before him. But in that moment, somebody had called the law and the fire department. And codes, because he's got to do something about that freaking tractor. It's been there for months. Other neighbor, you're next. And before he could time travel to the past and whoopeth on the asses of those who came before him to attack him with random stabby objects, thus no more he could travel. Don't even know if I'm just making any sense, but I am getting a little gibberishy myself. Now, of course, he had to pay a fine because random rituals is a problem. It's a very Christian area, you know. You can't just be doing some random pagan rituals. He had to pay at least $100 fine. The dancing naked, well, that's just a Tuesday. The end. Thoughts?
God bless, you know?
He's just trying to live his best life. He's trying to seek vengeance. Things have happened to this poor man. He's just doing the best he can. Trying to get by in this tough world. You know what's going on. There's social media. There's newspapers. There's news every 10 seconds. And Forbidden Door was fucking awesome. I watched the pay-per-view. I recommend. You can watch the replay. You should. It was glorious. That's beside the point.
No, keep it like lore, you know, word of mouth. People can tell me what happened.
Yeah. You live your life the way you want.
Thank you.
Because this is America, that's what you should be able to do.
Thank you.
But no, some people want to change that. They want to change that a lot. Thank you. I'm glad it was super good. Was it stupendous? Was it splendiferous? Dan, do you want to get into what we're drinking?
Yes.
Dan, I came across this beverage walking through Walmart and I went, ooh, that looks interesting. That's one of my favorite lemonades. I enjoy them quite a bit. I've made some banging margaritas from some of the products as well. We've got Simply Spiked Lemonade. Obviously, it's from the company Simply, which makes lemonade and stuff. Is that why you sent me the high noon can? I almost bought high noon, but I was already decided I was going to do Simply lemonade. Now, I just want to possibly apologize to Simply. I don't know what your politics are as a corporation, or if you donate to abhorrent lobbyists. So I either apologize to you or say good. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we'll give our thoughts on your beverage. I figure we should start with just regular, good old lemonade first, because that's what it's known for. And it clearly states it contains alcohol. It is 5% ABV, much like Bang Hard Seltzer. It's 170 calories. And, you know, it's got its nutrition facts. And it's gluten free. So, yeah. Let's give it an old whirl. Now, first off, I'm expecting this not to be carbonated this time. Unlike, what was the beverage that I expected to be carbonated?
I don't know that one we did. But I kind of expected this not to be carbonated either. And then when I heard the fizzies.
Yeah. Oh.
Way to go.
All right. Let's give it a. I don't hear this crackling, so. It's carbonated, lightly carbonated. It's better than Mike's Hard Lemonade. I will say that.
Yeah. Well, what's the alcohol in Mike's Hard Lemonade?
I think they're also 5. But it tastes pretty decent. I do feel like this might be better not carbonated.
What?
Which is weird. What the hell did we drink the other day that was carbonated, that wasn't carbonated, that I expected to be carbonated?
I can't remember what it was, but
I know it wasn't the ciders because those just tasted like crap. It wasn't the sodas. Huh. I don't remember what it was. You know, I think that was also a lemonade thing.
Yeah, perhaps.
I think it was.
This wasn't bad, though. I'm not mad at this.
No, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
I don't like the smell of it, but it tastes better than it smells.
Yeah, it smells. It smells like top ramen.
Mm.
Chicken.
So what alcohol is supposed to be in here? What's the spiked part of this?
It's probably just a malt beverage. It'd be nice if it was just a splash of vodka.
Right?
It just says alcohol.
Rubbing alcohol?
So I'm pretty sure it's probably like a vodka or something
And
like
sanitizer.
that. Yeah. But look, this is way better than whatever the hell we drank a while ago.
Yes.
Which I have no
Whatever
idea.
the hell that was.
I would love to tell you. You know what? I can look it up. What the hell was it?
I have no clue. I don't. We really need to start writing this down. We say this every time. I mean it, but I also,
I know you say that.
or at least start putting the names of the alcohols in the titles of the videos.
Well, I usually have the thumbnail, but it might be an episode that I haven't posted yet. Because you have to remember, I'm almost caught up, by the way. I'm almost caught up. So wait, no, I'm not, because then we're gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna have to do it. I'm not nearly caught up. I'm nowhere near caught up. I got one more edit. Look, I'm doing the best I can. I want to put them on the used tubes, but you know, I'm also trying to start a tattoo shop, and that's some stressful shit. I gotta buy a sign. I got some pistol nipple rings because we're in Texas. Okay, see the.
You can't really. There's too much like glare.
I'm stretching as far as I can, but they're little revolvers, and they're pretty dope. I'm looking to see. Oh, I think it was on the Ezra Miller episode. I think. No, wait. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say give up.
Either way, this tastes delightful.
And I totally support your tattoo decision.
It sounds lovely.
Have you seen Sonic the second Sonic movie yet?
I haven't. I still haven't seen the first one, but the second one does look pretty good.
It's Jim Carrey doing Jim Carrey, but you know.
Well, that's what Jim Carrey does.
Yeah, but he didn't do it as much in the first movie.
Yeah.
This one's very Jim Carrey.
I'll have to check it out. But you know what? Let's get into Booze in the News. So this week's episode of Booze in the News. A Japanese man loses USB stick with entire city's personal details. How? How did this Japanese man do it? Well, he got pissed drunk at a bar with his buddies. So according to this man worked for a company that I'm just going to read the article here. And this article comes from the BBC News. I don't think they're the ones that originally published it, but it comes from the BBC News by Matt Murphy. For many, after work drinks are a common way of relaxing after a busy week. But one worker in Japan could be nursing a protracted hangover after he lost a USB memory stick following night out with colleagues. Why, you ask? It contained personal details of nearly 500,000 people. The unnamed man placed the memory stick in his bag before an evening of drinking, and I do not speak Japanese, so I'm butchering this name brutally, and I apologize. Amgasaki, northwest of Osaka. He spent several hours drinking in a local restaurant before eventually passing out on the street, local media reported. When he eventually came around, he realized that both his bag and the memory stick were missing. The Japanese broadcaster NHK reports the man, said to be in his 40s, works for a company tasked with providing benefits to tax exempt households. The man transferred his personal information to the wait. He had transferred the personal information of the entire city's residents onto the drive Tuesday evening before meeting with colleagues for a night on the town. City officials said memory stick included the names, birth dates, and addresses of all city's residents. It also included more sensitive information, including tax details, bank account numbers, and information on families receiving Social Security. Luckily for the man, city officials had the data contained on the device drive is encrypted and locked with a password. They added that there has been no sign of anyone has attempted to access the information so far. But this embarrassing incident prompted an apology from officials, with the city's mayor and other leaders bowing in apology to residents. We deeply regret that we have profoundly harmed the public's trust in the administration of the city. Now, I don't know how I would feel if I had to take this USB drive with all this information and like just place it in a bag and go get shit faced and then have it lost. I mean, I feel like I would at least drop it off at home first. Of course, I don't know. I don't know the public transportation. I don't know if this guy drives a car. I don't know how he commutes to his work. I don't know his life. We don't even know the guy's name. But he knows everybody else's names and their bank account numbers.
Yeah, dude, that's rough. Like, how do you even, like, there's no chance at like your job being safe after that. Like, that's a major fuck up, dude.
Oh, that is definitely
That's
that
like
is that's a you're fired moment.
I would just be so happy that it was encrypted. That hopefully, nobody cracks that
hopefully,
shit.
hopefully the person that found it isn't savvy enough to know how to do anything with it.
Yeah,
You would think.
hopefully.
Although, what if? What if this is just being paranoid? If this man was out with colleagues, and one of his other colleagues knows exactly what's on that USB drive, knows his bad habits, goes ahead, takes him out to a drink, drops a little something something in his drink. He actually didn't drink that much, but next thing you know, he's out cold. Bam! He stills that. He knows he's going to lose his job. He's in to take his position and swoops in there, steals it right out from underneath him, while also knowing the information that's on there is able to sell it for a hefty, hefty price on the dark web. Just throwing that out there. I don't know if it's accurate, but I'm just saying.
That'd be a pretty rough day, dude. Wow, just the amount of oh my god, like that person must have felt. Just the desire to instantly shit his pants as soon as he realized he lost all this shit. Like,
Oh, Jesus. That's
I've had some real panic moments, but not. I lost a bunch of people's public or private information. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to feel pretty scary.
Oh, that is terrible. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible feeling.
Just well, there goes my job. Hope I'm not being sued for something. Like,
Well, I can tell you, I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. But I can tell you, I've never been important enough to be trusted with that much information. I don't know what that means to you, but I hope it's makes you feel better about yourself. This buffoon will not lose your personal information because I'm not important enough to have it.
Jesus, there's a fly in here. One single fly. And he is gunning for my freaking lemonade and my freaking face.
Well, this is a fairly tasty lemonade.
Yes. I'm thinking
Can you
about
blame
pouring
him?
him a little bit so he could just get fucked up and die already.
Well, Diane, I've already almost drank in this first one.
I have not. It's all right. I'm not like a flavored thing type of cow, you know?
Yes, I know. You just like straight up $5 vodka. And you know what? That's what we like about you. You're an inspiration to us all.
I drink Four Locos because they're cheapish and tolerable. Get the job done. I haven't drunk. Uh, what's that shit called? Colson's or Dark
Pop
Eyes or what are the other ones? I haven't drank any of those in a while.
Importers, Pop
Yeah,
Off,
importers.
Caliber.
Oh yeah,
Can't forget Caliber.
can't forget Caliber.
Well, Diane, which flavor would you like to dig into next before I get angry and ranty?
We got blueberry, watermelon, strawberry.
Choice is yours and yours alone.
I'm gonna go with strawberry.
All right. That sounds like the reasonable next choice. Because it's pretty freaking tasty. I think strawberry is going to be the best one. I'm not sure about watermelon and blueberry. Those just seem weird in lemonade. Which makes me think it's a southern thing. So it's probably a southern company. So they're probably alt-right Christian conservatives. And this, I don't know, man. I don't know if you want to be part of this episode, but you're coming along for the ride.
I like how you're trying to discern the company's belief through the packaging of this.
I'm discerning it through the flavors. Through the flavors.
Okay, the flavors.
Exactly.
Yep, sounds racist.
What? He's talking about the tweet, the tweet, the message at the bottom. But Diane, let's try a strawberry.
I just shook mine up, so. Fly, dude. Flies are the worst.
They are pretty terrible.
I would say flies, cockroaches come under flies.
Ugh. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really good beverage. And I'm really hoping they don't have terrible belief structures. I'm gonna be destroyed. It just, nothing is worse than a tasty product that promotes terrible, terrible things.
This actually isn't bad.
It's not bad. It's freaking good.
I'm not normally a. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm sorry. He's like he's not. He's not even polite about it. Like he could at least pretend that like I'm not watching him try to get my drink. I push him away and then he jumps back over here.
Flies for you.
Now he's sitting on the webcam.
I'm gonna laugh if he just crawls across the screen.
Keep shaking his wings. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? Whatever. This is pretty tasty.
Okay. So I'm let's see. Simply, our story starts with great no, it's just corporate talk. No, where the fuck are you founded? That's not your story.
You're looking up.
I'm just trying to find out where they're at, what kind of shit they got going on.
I feel like this is a before you buy it kind of question, not a after you bought it and we're already chugging the shit down.
It's part of the Coca-Cola company. So there's some questionable shit going on there.
Yeah, he's a little fucking menace to society. I fucking hate him.
All right. So we do know it's part of the Coca-Cola company. So we do know they're inherently evil like every other company. So that's the good news. The bad news is they probably donate out of both sides because they're corporates. And they just want their agenda spread, which is to drink Coke and lemonade. And this is a delicious beverage. All right. So, Diane, should I get some ranting going? Do I have ranting left in me?
I don't know, Justin. When you came over earlier, you said you were going to try not to rant, and then proceeded to rant with such ferocity that I was like, "Hey, dude, we're on your side. I believe you, man."
I know. You know what? No, we'll get to that video next. We'll get to the video here in a little bit. So, as we know, the Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade, as well as diminishing your Miranda rights. So we had the leak about what the hell representative was it now? So we had the leak about them wanting to overturn Roe versus Wade. And there was a time in my life what I would have thought about time. But then I grew up. I realized everything is not as simple as the reductive excuses that are given. And on top of that, he wants to revisit other landmark cases about contraception, about gay marriage, about even sex laws, like what you can and cannot do in your own beverage, in your own beverage, in your own bedroom. That was terrible. And it just, I have so many concerns in so many areas. Yeah, you probably can't have your own beverages either.
Your own beverage.
May have abortion juice in there. But it's just got me. You see, when I was just a mere teen and I was filled with rage and anger and misplaced vengeance about everything, I was very anarchist and I hated everyone and everything, and I just felt like everything was fucked. I am now 38 and I feel the same way. The only difference is I know what I'm mad about now. Before, it was just all sorts of randomness, things I thought were important, but ultimately were a small drop in the bucket of the chaos that has just been slowly unfolding before us since Reagan was elected. I mean, it's all been there. I mean, honestly, a lot of this goes back. So apparently, so looking into things, a lot of this Christianity and the far right and the politics began during the desegregation of schools. So Christianity and conservatism has been holding hands based off of racist politics. And I've never been a big fan of the idea of half and terminated pregnancy, but there are so many complicated situations beyond that. And now with the federal government deciding that, oh, it's states' rights, they can choose what they want to do. And they got multiple states making a felony where you can face 10 years in prison and fines. It just, it's a way to reinvoke various forms of slavery. And it just, it's just like, what the fuck? Everything's about, everything in America is always talks about your freedoms and your right to do stuff and be your own person and pursue what's happy with your own happiness and yada yada yada. And Fourth of July is around the corner, and all we are doing is having more of what Independence Day is all about stripped away. And even then, if you go back, technically, it's only for rich old white men. So I guess that explains a lot of why things are being the way they are. But I don't know. I've been so angry about all this bullshit because medically, there's so many various things that can go wrong from the moment you get pregnant. And the big one is specifically because Ohio is legitimately trying to make it to where if you have an ectopic pregnancy, it's illegal. A doctor can face life imprisonment for it. The mother can face life in prison. There's a bunch of nonsense about making a felon out of somebody that's having a medical issue. And basically, they're saying that the only way for it not to be a felony is the doctor has to remove the ectopic pregnancy and find a way to properly implant it in the uterus as opposed to fallopian tubes or wherever else it may be. That's not a procedure that exists. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a gynecologist, but that just seems like that's even more likely to cause serious issues, infections. Like the risk of that is just obscene. And it's just, I don't know, with the idea of having a granddaughter and her having to grow up, people that I love and care about, you, Deborah, Dominique, mom's already past that age. but the point is, but the point is, there's lots of people that I care about, and they're being put at risk because of a whole bunch of Christian, conservative, racist pieces of shit that are a minority in this country, but somehow weaseled their way in to make the stupidest, asinine decisions, put so many people in risk. Lives, people that are actually living, that are human beings, girls from early puberty age to adulthood and through, have so many extra risks put upon them on people that have no business making those decisions. And that's the biggest fucking problem. Like I said, the whole story that's always propagated to you by the churches. So I remember this when I was just a small child. I knew very little about, I don't I've heard of the term abortion, but I didn't really know anything about it. It was like it was one of those things I didn't even know. I was like 9, 10 years old, going to this class, and the example they put to you is late term, where the fetus is pretty much fully formed, and they give you like the most graphic. They have like pictures and videos. Damn it, Maverick just redeemed no cursing.
What? Is
I
that a thing? How is that a thing?
think it's something I made for rewards.
So how does that work?
No F words, no S words. I'll do my best. I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know why I made that a thing. That was a stupid idea on my part.
Okay.
But
Thank God you're the one ranting, eh?
but 10 minutes. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to pay attention to when that happened. I got a little while. This rat's gonna go on. Maybe. I don't know. The booze is taking over and it's kind of mellowing me, which is probably good because I've been like heated for days now. And part of that is also because of a post that I made and people ignoring the bigger views. So I lost my train of thought. God dang it. Son of a mother. The biggest thing is you got people making these stupid medical decisions for stuff they know nothing about. It's these super ultra right wing Christian people, a small minority, making a huge deal out of something that doesn't even affect their lives, most of them, but it will affect their lives if their daughters. Imagine this. It's not life threatening to you, but you end up developing a fetus within inside you and it's not viable for whatever reason. Something went wrong. It doesn't produce proper organs. There's so many different little things that can happen. Now you, as a woman who was trying to have a pregnancy, trying to get pregnant, trying to start a family, trying to have kids, now you have to carry this to full term, knowing it's never going to survive. And that's one of those things that doesn't include in a lot of these places that have these trigger bans, trigger laws, which as soon as Roe versus Wade is overturned, all these things go into place. And majority of them, there's 5 to 10 years of prison time for these women. So now this woman has to carry it for 9 months, having people talk to them, asking about how things are going. Did you name them or name her, name it, whatever? You have to relive that trauma every time somebody talks to you and pretend everything's okay. And that's one of those things that doesn't follow under like a lot of these laws. Some of them, I want to say it was Kentucky. One of them has it. There's no exception. So if you were assaulted by anybody, part of your family, not, you get drugged, you end up with it, you're forced to carry that fetus to term. And the other thing is some of them already include the idea of not being able to have contraceptives. So that whole argument of if you don't want to have a child, don't get pregnant. Come on. There's lots of married couples out there that don't want to. And I'm even going with the quote unquote rules that you're playing by. There's lots of married couples that don't want to have children. And they don't participate in your quiverful stuff, but they're still good Christian men and women. They go to church, they tithe, they don't curse, they don't drink. They're good people, but they've decided that they don't want to have children. You got to punish them for that too? It's bullshit. Damn it. Has it been 10 minutes? I don't think it was.
Nope, no, it hasn't.
I was so close. So close. But it just saddens me. It just saddens me. This whole thing. Because what honestly even brings me more fear is if they keep repealing stuff and they get to the point where they get to Brown versus the Board of Education, are we going to be going back to segregation?
Yeah.
There's just so many things that I just fear about all of this nonsense. And the big thing is everybody gets all this whole idea. I can do that. Also, I'm broke as hell, but I can do that if I swear. But it's just, I don't know, man. We just keep regressing and reliving the same stuff over and over again. Nobody wants to be better, which honestly, I feel like a lot of the stuff that's going on is the most antichrist stuff that can be happening. Like the whole thing about the Bible and the things that I took away from stuff is the whole idea that the idea of Christianity is about forgiveness and helping people out and bringing people up, not push them down, not subjugating, but caring for people. And not just the people you like or the people that fit your mold, but the people that actually need it. And a lot of times, some of those people are struggling the worst and they make terrible decisions. And it's hard. And I don't know. It just, the idea that you like to cherry pick all these things to fit your narrative, and all of it is just hurtful to people at large, unless you fit the exact qualifications, which is usually white, male, with a large bank account. All the people that are constantly trying to take stuff away from people are the same damn people. Is damn a cuss word?
If you like.
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to keep a tally. But the idea is that the same people that preach all the stuff about Jesus said this and Jesus said that and Jesus this, that, and that, if Jesus were to come down right now and preach the stuff he was preaching then, they'd be the same ones freaking crucifying him. They're the same fuckers. Same ones that are going to crucify him for stupid bullshit. For trying to be a better person. I feel like all you can do is be a better person and try to make things better. And they want to do the opposite. And even if they lose somebody that's close to them, I ain't gonna change their fucking minds. It's stupid shit. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I hate everything that it symbolizes. It just symbolizes so much. So much. And everybody wants to look at the small thing. Because a lot of the thing that set me off on this is on my Facebook, because that's where you post your political stuff and things about whatever. And I posted just a simple. Where are you? Just a simple little meme that I thought was hilarious. And because it talks about a couple of things going on with this whole shit. So just this simple little meme says, it's the opinion of this court that you no longer have a constitutional right to safe legal abortions, but don't worry, this is still America. If you don't want a kid, just send them to school or movie theater or shopping mall or a house of worship. A mass shooter will take them off your hands eventually. And I posted that just because all the people that are pro-life really don't want to do anything to try to fix the problem with all the goddamn shootings. But God forbid you lock up somebody that goes through something that they don't want to be part of, that was forced upon them. And what bothered me is a family member, of course, posted the whole super argument: if you don't want to have a child, don't get pregnant. And I hate that reductive statement because life is not that simple. Life is not that simple. You go to a bar, somebody slips you something, things happen. Now you gotta prove that this unconsensual act happened in order to even have this thing legally done in whatever state you're in. So you have to relive your trauma over and over again, and then hopefully that some other courtroom run by somebody else decides that yes, this indeed was not appropriate. Then you can take care of it. That's going to be months. You will have that child will probably be in kindergarten before the court decides. Dan, do you have any thoughts?
No. I mean, I think you covered it.
I don't know. I just feel sad about the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a bummer. I've just, been a female my whole life. I'm not shocked. I'm not
Yeah.
angry. I'm just like, okay, well,
I mean, I
is
guess
there
it's not.
something we can do about it? Is there nothing we can do about it? What processes, what, like, that's all I feel about it. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't. Like, I guess I have, like, because my whole thought the whole time was like, why, God, we must all be bored, right? Like, why are we revisiting this? Like, felt like a case closed to me, but I don't know.
Because it's been a thing. And the thing that bothers me the most is in the
Just feels
Constitution.
like everybody's bored.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, oh, we just got through a pandemic. We need to stir up some other bullshit for everybody to be angry about.
I don't know. I honestly, it's
Well,
upsetting, but I'm like, what
the
is it?
ar- the argument that keeps getting pushed forward is a lot of this has more to do with we lost a lot of people and a lot of people don't want to come back to work, so they're trying to find ways to create more workers for the future. You know, you got to make sure people are struggling, so they're forced to
It's
find
it's
whatever small job they can get and scrape by.
it's frustrating because it doesn't solve any issues. I don't think.
That's
But
what
like,
that's the thing is this is a thing. There are so many other real problems that need addressing,
it's just kind of like, okay, well now,
and they
okay.
want to. They
I mean,
want to.
it's just like people are still tossing their babies in the river. Like, like people are still dying from like not having access to abortions when they were legal.
Yeah,
And it's just kind of like, okay, well, I guess we'll see what those numbers look like. But it's just, I don't know. It's
I just hate it.
yeah. I just don't have the emotional emotional energy to let it get me upset. I guess at this particular time in my life, I'm just like,
I mean,
I'm like, let's work on what we can work on to like, I don't know, I don't even know what this means. Like, I don't know. Okay, they decided this like, so okay, I don't know.
well,
I'm to me in my head, I'm a problem solver. I don't have time to be emotional. Like, let's fix the issue. What's the issue? Like, how do we proceed from here?
yeah,
How
that
does what does getting this reverse look like?
well, the problem is appointed judges are on there for life until they decide to retire or die. So essentially, all the very diehard conservative judges that are on there, which is now 4 of them. So that's how they. I think it's is it 4? No, it's 6. It's 6. So they heavily outnumber anybody that's reasonable. So they need to die or retire. And Clarence, whatever his name is the only one that's probably close enough to dying.
Evil don't die.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks. And like, unfortunately, I get the sense that there's not much we can do about it. So
No. Well,
I just, I don't know.
no, you can honestly the
It's just
only
frustrating because it's like you can't even. Okay, the abortion thing. I understand why it upsets a lot of people. Okay, but then let young women whether they've had kids, have like husbands or whatever, let them get their tubes tied so they don't get pregnant in the first place. I
That's the
think a
other problem.
woman is capable enough to decide she doesn't want kids. And even if she regrets it, which I'm sure some people do, I don't think the number of people who would have those kind of procedures in the first place, I don't think the type of woman making that decision is going to regret it. And it's not like adoption is not possible.
But that's where the problem comes in. I know plenty of women that have wanted to get the tubes tied, and they always got the argument of, "Well, you're going to regret it. You haven't had any children," and they jump through several hoops before they're willing to even revisit that idea. Like, there's been many OBGYNs here in this town that I know of women that have had kids, and they will not let you do it until you've had at least three.
Yeah, I've heard like because my mom when I was young, because when I was younger, I was always like, I don't want kids. Like as soon as I can, I just want to get my tubes tied. And my mom was like, "Well, there's not that's not how that works." She's like, "You haven't had any children, and you would be too young. You like if you're older, yeah." But she was like, "You have no kids," and I was like, "Well, that's just a bunch of bullshit. She just wants grandchildren." And then like I actually found out, no, that's a real issue.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are some that will do it, but it's hard to find because I have heard this I've heard this conversation many a times from many women that are in their early 20s, mid 20s, even in their 30s that are having issues with this. I'm like, even if somebody wants to have one kid and that's it, it's still a big thing. Well, you're going to regret it. But I'm going to tell you what, when I went and got my vasectomy, I was 20, I was 21. I already had three kids. And the doctor did said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I said, "Look, I got three kids." He said, "Okay, since you have three kids, we'll do this." But I wonder about, because there's other places I've heard of lots of people that have had vasectomies, and it's just, "Hey, snip my nuts." All right, what does your insurance say? Oh, it's a $10 copay. Bam, nits nut snipped.
I understand that like the severity of the procedures is different.
Oh yeah, a vasectomy. There's only local anesthesia. They make a small X incision, not even a scar that I can see. But I don't know, nut sacks are wrinkly, so maybe if you look hard enough. But either way, it's in there. It took like, I think the procedure itself took like 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. The only thing that took the thing that took the longest was them to numb everything and do the locals, which that was kind of unpleasant because they numb the outside fairly thoroughly, and then when they cut you open, they numb you like pretty good. And that first initial numbing before everything's numbed up, it's painful. But either way, it's a lot lighter procedure.
Yeah, I understand why there should be a level of like some kind of talk for that, like preparation or like, like, hey, this is I mean, it is an elective surgery for the most part.
Yes.
Like, I do think it's important that like the women do understand the risks and the like this is probably irreversible, but I
Yeah.
would like to
So
think most women understand what they're walking into. I understand all that, but it's also like what's insulting is thinking that like you're not you're not capable to make that decision without already having kids or um, without a partner or
Yeah.
whatever. Because you're young, I'm like, I don't know.
I think I think the reason why I have issues with this is I felt like we were actually progressing somewhere. We were looking at revisiting decriminalizing marijuana and some other substances and trying to do stuff to slowly make things better, make things less criminal. And now we're going backwards.
It just feels like a waste of time and energy, and it's frustrating.
It is.
It's like it's annoying that like we have like people already figured this out, and they're just like, no, the fuck they didn't, and they're just like, okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna redo somebody else's work because, and it's just interesting. I don't like the pick and choose in either. I don't know. I'm just I don't expect much from America or its officials. I
Yeah.
just never have. I never will. I don't know.
I guess I don't either, but at the same time I don't know. I guess I had some faith to some degree that we would slowly move forward little by little. But at the same time, I also think that anytime things progress, there are those that want to bring things back as much as possible because they're afraid of some bullshit that doesn't exist. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from.
It's just I don't know. It just feels like it feels like hullabaloo for hullabaloo's sake. That's what
Yeah.
bugs me. It's like I just feel like I have a somebody with like a narcissistic personality disorder. Just fucking I don't know. I just feel like it's not about them. It's not about. It's just I don't know. It just feels like a game sometimes,
Yeah.
just with like everything. It's just like the whole voting thing, the whatever. It just feels like a game a lot of the times, and it's just like you got to pick a side quick, and then just like I don't know. I don't.
That's the problem is you have to pick a side. You have two sides. There shouldn't be two sides because most everything lands in the middle in life.
Now everybody's like, well, I mean, I get it, but it's just like
Like
as
I
far
can
as like the solution that I'm hearing is like, okay, well, you got to go out and vote, and it's just like it's kind of a broken system anyway, and then it's like, well, I guess I got to be a part of it because I don't appreciate what happened last time, so it just feels like a game.
and it really is.
Somebody else playing a game with like your life and like all you can do is really just go, yeah, I guess that's how that works.
Yeah.
And then deal with the rest of the bullshit life throws at you.
And that's all you can do. But
Pretty
Diane,
much.
I opened the blueberry lemonade because it's time for the next flavor. But like right now, I want to be focusing on, starting a business and trying to make things better for myself and my family and support Kurt and his dreams and, you know, building upon something. But yet here we are getting pulled back to 19. I don't know. They keep saying 1970s, but I feel like they're trying to pull us back all the way to like 1920s.
I mean, they will if they can.
Oh yeah, like I said, they'll come after
they'll
the
go as far
booze.
back.
They'll come after the tattoos. They'll come after my business. They'll come after. I mean, they'll probably try to make it to where we can't see each other. And they call up your siblings and your different colors. That's against the law now. We'll be felons
Yeah, I don't know.
for simply sharing DNA.
Because I'm like, I can't. I don't like to. Like, I hate when things like this happen because I hate all the memes that go around because I just feel like, okay, this is unproductive. Like,
Oh yeah,
a lot of this is very unproductive. And I'm just like, if we're going to be upset about it, let's be upset about it in a way that is helpful and resourceful.
I
And
think the
but I just don't know how to go about it. I really don't. And I don't know what, I really don't. I don't know what's,
because the problem is, no matter how many of us collectively band together, it feels like the only ones that matter are the voices that have the money. And that's what it feels like because capitalism is meant to be an economic system, not a governmental system. And that's where we're at.
I just feel like that it's like part of the problem is like people get so upset, but then like nothing happens, nothing comes out of it. It's just a bunch of memes and shit, and
Yeah.
it's just like okay, like you got half the people in your family upset, but that's all that's been achieved here today. Like
Oh, me?
no, I'm just
Yeah.
talking about people in general. Some of the stuff I see, like I'm like you're an intelligent human being. I'm a meme is not coming across, you know.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. I like to see people using voices of their own. I totally get using memes for stuff because sometimes it
Yeah.
also just says exactly what you mean. But I don't know.
Well, I have
I don't know what I don't I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like I don't know what can be done.
I don't know sometimes. I
But
don't
it's just
know.
like you okay, you've taken away the right for abortions. Okay, then I need to be able to see, you know, ladies being able to get their tubes tied. I need to see, like, I mean, I don't know how hard it is to get access to birth control.
Well, that's the thing is they want to limit that too.
I don't know. I'm like, fine, take it away. But we have to have everything else available to help prevent. That means don't, because I heard people are like starting to buy a lot of Plan B and stuff,
Yeah.
just stocking up and all that. And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I definitely do believe that needs to be. But then, is that like also? Is that something that they consider abortion or
Yes,
like?
they call it the abortion pill.
I mean, I suppose that's what it does, but like, so then that's gonna be gone too.
They want to get rid of that. They want to get rid of birth control. I don't remember which it was. One state wants to get rid of IUDs. They want to get rid of everything.
IUDs suck.
Yeah.
I just feel like all this stuff too. Like, it's like birth control sucks anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many side effects and all this shit, and then it's like that just sucks being a lady sometimes, you know? Like, and I
It
don't
does.
know. I don't know.
And no, and as far as I know, they've never thought about any type of birth control for men.
Well, we've got a birth control for men now.
Do they have one? Oh, I do
Yeah,
remember seeing.
yeah, they've got one.
But it's one of those things that's not very well promoted.
I don't know. I feel for everybody who this is going to affect, and sometimes I feel like the best I can do is just hope that it doesn't happen to anybody I love, you know?
Yeah.
doesn't happen to me. Hope it doesn't happen to somebody in my family or whatever. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. I just
It's also frustrating to see like a bunch of females being like, I thought I never wanted kids, and then I had a kid, and like all these women need is like to have a kid, and it'll fix them not wanting children. And it's like, no, no. And then it's like, you didn't want kids, then you had a kid, and that worked for you. But there's plenty of child abuse cases that prove some people aren't fit to be
yeah.
parents, just straight up.
Yeah. There are lots of people.
And it's just,
And the
I
worst
feel
thing
like there's a
is,
little bit of delusion there of just like, oh no,
you know,
you
some of
know, you
the
say you don't want kids, and you have kids. They fix your life. Like this, I was this way, and then this and that and that, and you got a whole group of females just being like, "No,
and
you're wrong. Like you'll have this kid, and it'll fix everything for you."
you know who ends up being the ones that usually commit the most heinous crimes of child abuse? The alt-right Christians.
It's just the biggest thing is it doesn't affect you what somebody else does with their body and their unborn child. So just leave people alone. Just leave me alone. Which party is that? The just leave me the fuck alone party.
Oh, yeah. It just It's just a
Ooh,
bunch of
did we
shit.
pass the cussing? Did we win? How much time has gone by? I'm sure
I
I
don't know.
cuss.
I don't know. I know I've cussed a lot.
I don't know. I just hope everybody. I don't know because it's like sad because not everybody's going to be okay. Logistically, not everybody's going to be okay. So it's
Yeah.
just like fuck. I don't know. And then with the formula thing being what it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just it feels like a lot right now to just be like more babies.
I know.
Like
And the thing is the same people that want to ban this don't want to do anything to find solutions to address the formula shortage.
because
Like,
like
I don't.
my friend just had a baby. She's not producing like very much milk, and her baby has a very sensitive stomach. So it's like not only is it just like getting formula in general, she needs a specific formula.
Oh man.
And it's just like it is crazy. And she's got people are like bringing her formula from out of town sometimes because they can't find it.
Yeah.
And it's like just trying to work with her pediatrician to get stuff, trying to get like it's just it's crazy. And then you just want more of that. And it's like people are, right now are can't even feed the kids that they got. Like, and you're just like, well,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on sometimes? I'm like, it just feels like a game.
Yeah. It does. And it's pay to win.
And I'm just like, well, fuck. There goes another thing. We'll see what happens next. I mean, I just honestly, I just feel like sometimes I'm here for the ride and it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I often feel. I know.
I really don't know what to do. Like, I have hope that something will happen, but I just don't know how we get there, I guess. I don't feel like we should all be like, I don't know. We'll figure it out, hopefully,
Maybe.
with a little violence.
I don't know.
But
Well, uh, I
it's a
guess,
rough thing because it does affect more than just people who can keep their legs shut, you know.
yeah.
Didn't do the people who had had the choice of being on the pill but didn't. So like, there's so many,
And the thing that bothers me the most is all the people that, all the mistresses of these rich white people, these rich people in power, all their mistresses, guess what? They don't want stuff coming out. They're going to force them to get an abortion. I don't care how Christian you are.
yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's just a bunch of shit.
I'm like, if birth control didn't, birth control sucks so bad. Like, and it's just like, but I don't want kids. Definitely not right now. So I just keep taking the shit.
Yeah.
And I just see all these girls who have problems. This one girl, which scares me because I'm already like, my hair is like thinning. I know it doesn't necessarily look like it, but this up here, baby, that's receding. Uh, but yeah, she was taking birth control for a long time, and then like she quit taking it, and then like it fucked up her hormones, and she lost all of her fucking hair. And I was just like, yep, it's shit like that. And it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Everybody always sells it to you, like like it's like. I mean, everybody's seen like the side effects of like on the commercials. They're never good. Like,
No,
and it's just like I've known
they
so many
most certainly are
people
not.
that it just fucks up, especially emotionally. Like God, like I remember Sammy, she was on a birth control in high school and she just cried every fucking day.
Yeah.
And it was just like and then they finally found another one and now I don't think she's on any, but it's just like it's crazy. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to change my birth control and I'm like, I can't afford to put on another 10 pounds because I took another fucking birth control. I'm like, it's so fucking, it's just absurd.
Yeah.
And then it's like these IUDs and shit, like they can travel around in your body, like they can, like it's just like I don't need all that. That's fucking crazy. They can
No.
stop you from being fertile in the first place. Like, now you just can't have kids. Like that's, I'm like, that's not, it's not a good solution.
No.
Sometimes I'm like, birth control, okay. It's better than having a kid when you don't want one, but that's all.
Yeah. I know. I'm glad I got a vasectomy.
Me too.
But I'm just sad that I'm gonna have a granddaughter, and I don't know what the world's gonna look like when she grows up.
um, yeah, I try not to think about it too much
Yeah.
because I don't even know what it's going to look like tomorrow. I don't want to worry about it for like a kid.
Yeah. Have you tried the blueberry one yet?
I think so.
That was one drinking.
Yeah, this one's all right. It tastes like artificial blueberry muffin.
Yeah. I think it tastes better than that blueberry Western Suns. It's not bad though. So far, I haven't been disappointed in any of these. Like, they've been pretty solid. They taste fine. They taste pretty good, actually. I'm feeling good. At least as far as my buzz goes. Depression, anxiety, and anger, that's a different story. But as far as the chemical changes that are happening with my body, I feel good. No. But this is surprisingly pleasant. Of the many random beverages that I've seen in Impromptu Bot, this is probably one of the better ones.
I think so. I don't really care for the blueberry as much, but
Yeah, the blueberry is definitely the least good.
Well, we have watermelon over here.
I feel like you're gonna hate that one.
Of course. Of course. Ugh. My stomach hurts though from all this stuff.
Yeah. All right. Let's break into the watermelon because
These all would probably also be more refreshing if we didn't have to like try and get them all inside us within an hour and 30 minutes.
lately we've been going to 2 hours. But yeah.
I guess just
I think next week I'm gonna try to find something we don't have to drink 4 flavors of.
the best you can do in situations like this. I don't know what the best you can do in situations like this. I was gonna just say,
Burn down churches?
eh, I don't know. I don't know. I can only control what I
Don't burn down churches.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I don't think that is the answer.
You can feel like you want to.
My research so far on like what to do with the issue has come up that burning churches is probably not the answer.
Yeah.
But
Like it feels right, but it's not.
it's just I don't know. It's frustrating because it's not like women
Arson
stop
charges
having
are not
abortions.
good. Sorry.
That's what's also frustrating. It's like people are going to keep having abortions. It's just not going to be safe.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be doctors that do go to jail. I'm sure, like,
Yeah, and that's what we can risk is more freaking shortages of medical professionals. That's what we need.
we'll just fucking see. I don't know. I don't know. I just wish there was like hope. I wish there was, something nice I could say, but all I can say is just keep your head up and keep it moving. Not keep it moving. I mean, you can focus on it if you want to, make your voice heard, all that stuff. But just don't let it consume you. I think
Yeah.
that's the best thing I can say. Don't let it consume you.
Yes.
If I got mad every time somebody tried to take my rights away or succeeded.
The good news is a lot of the people that are propagating this are old and they are going to die eventually.
Yeah, just wow.
I'm just saying.
It's just crazy when it feels like, especially like when you're born to the world, feeling like you did kind of have some rights, and then just to see them taken away, like like I mean, a lot of people have ancestors who didn't have rights, were born without rights,
Yeah.
or
I feel like we might have been better off staying with the UK.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about any of that. I don't know. I don't
I
know if
don't
that
know.
was a fair statement. I don't know if that's not a fair statement.
I don't know either. I don't know. But
All I know is
sometimes I see. Of course, the UK. I mean, everywhere has its problems, but I don't know.
I just hope.
Mm. That is true. One of the big goals is with Quiverful movement is to propagate as many to produce as many kids as possible to outnumber the progressives. But I feel like the one of the problems is you produce a lot of these kids and then eventually they start to question things and they go far to the other side. So hopefully there'll be more jumping ship.
I've never met like I as a child was in an anti-abortion march. I held a
Yes.
sign like I would be dead if blah blah blah. Like I was in one of those. And like when I was old, like, because I don't know, like when you're young and people are telling you what you're doing too, it just sounds like, oh,
Yeah.
that's something they throw in, like, well, you would have been dad, like, look at my chill. Like, I remember holding a sign just being like, I would
They
be dad if,
they
like,
they
my child
feed
was abortion.
off
And I was so
fears.
proud. And then I remember getting a little bit older and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I remember having a talk with my mom and I'm like, now that I'm older and I understand yeah, like what that was, I was kind of frustrated that I was used as like a propaganda tool,
Yeah.
like for something that I, as an adult and an individual, which I wasn't at the time, don't believe in now. And it's just kind of like that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because it's none of my business. And you like being out there as a kid, just being like,
Well, I remember standing out in front of an abortion clinic when I was in high school because we were on a mission trip doing charity work, and we painted a Christian school. We we did feed the homeless, but a lot of the stuff was this so-called mission trip to do good was all based off of what they deemed as contributing to the community. And now I look back on a lot of it and think I definitely was being used as free labor
this a lot of stuff was
because the majority of it was back breaking free labor for different church groups within the Denver area.
yeah, I don't know. Because I wasn't even much older.
And I legit had to take a cold shower every night because the showers they had in there, like, it had like the world's smallest water heater. And like the first two people that showered would get at least 5 minutes of warm water. Everybody else had to take a cold ass shower. And I'm not talking cold, I'm talking cold as fuck.
I don't know. I don't know. I just remember, I didn't really remember, but like, this old lady came up to us on the street and told us to like shut the fuck up. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? That old lady was right. I was like, I don't know why I was there. I know why I was there.
Yeah. And I
But it
hate
was
thinking
just
about
like,
that part of my life. Like, I legitimately feel like the way the church preaches, is it kills empathy and logic and reason.
it was
They
just,
they
yeah.
they stomp out what makes you human and caring, unless it's part of your group. Because if something bad happens to somebody that's outside of the church, there's always this. Well, what did they do to deserve this punishment? But somebody happens inside the church, God has His reasons.
Well, I mean, like, being a part of a church can be really good.
It can be.
Like, I know, like, when Aunt Anna was sick, that really helped Uncle Leo being part of a church.
Yes, I do.
Um,
I feel like there's a lot of benefits, but I hate the fact I don't. The idea of having a community that cares for one another is good. The problem I have is the structure as a whole preys upon your weakness and your sadness and your sorrows. Does that make sense?
yeah.
And
Well,
that's what I have a
yeah.
problem with. Because I do remember feeling a certain sense of community and there was a certain amount of caringness in certain groups. But then there's also, I think the problem is a lot of people that used to be the the ones that were extreme and considered kind of on the fringe has taken over almost the entire church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a lot of the issue.
Like honestly, I've been thankful for Mom's church because I know they've helped them out financially sometime, and
Yeah, I feel
they do
like
stuff for her, and I appreciate that. I think that's cool.
I feel like
But
as far as the church she's involved with now, it feels less terrible than the last one.
sh- they have multiple like pastors, so I feel like there's one that I'm kind of like he makes it a mission to talk about something that's off, like
Yeah,
he talked about an article about Jesus not really dying in the first place for like a while, and I was like, who are you telling this to? Like, because he was just like, oh, it's not true, and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, everybody here believes that. That's why they're all in the church. Like, I'm like, you don't have to prove that to us. Like, he just gets like angry about things. I feel like that he like kind of heard and talks about stuff, and then like he said something that was kind of like homophobic, and I was like this guy. But there's like two other pastors that do a really good job of like being in, not being shitty.
yeah,
But there's one that I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like you make it feel like this is not a safe place.
yeah.
Just that one dude.
That's
But I've
probably
only been there like he comes up and talks like I don't know, everybody talks, it's crazy. I've never been to a church where like I thought the church like everybody gets up to sing and I was like it's almost over and it's like nah, two more people got to come up and talk and I was like what? This is not the structure of church, damn it. We should be close to over. But yeah, I don't know. There are its benefits to it, but it's people
I
get kicked out of churches for shit all the time and it's like
yeah,
yeah, it's a community till they decide it's not.
yeah. No, that's why it's just best that I don't go to that church.
Well, yeah. To me, when I go to church, I just accept that there are some beliefs that I'm not going to agree with, but I mainly go for my parents.
Yeah,
I went for Mother's Day, I went for Father's Day. It's kind of like a gift for them, kind of thing. I don't mind sitting at church. I help with the food, all that stuff, you know,
yeah.
that kind of
I
crap. But
I feel like I was thinking about this the other day. Is I feel like I never lost my faith. The faith lost me. As in, I still believe there was a lot of goodness around it, but the problem is everything's been bastardized and distorted to fit particular agendas, and that's my issue.
my mom's like at a point in her life, my mom, not your mom,
Yeah,
um, where I feel like she really fears for her children and their their souls.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's between me and the Lord, eh? Like, I'm like, don't you worry about that.
I know.
But she can tell as she gets older, she's also like, okay, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. Let's be in the same place when we die.
I mean, I still have no idea.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind going for like church, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I'll do that. Doesn't
Yeah, I feel like there's some good aspects to it, but I feel like the biggest problem is
I think if you're a social person and you believe in what they're saying, church is good
yes,
because they will help you financially. My mom's just like, be part of the church. You can get married there for free and all this stuff. And I'm like, nah, no. I'm like, it's
I
okay.
feel like in the worst times of my life that I've struggled, I've gone to the church and they told me to piss off. I've gone
Yay.
to the other people around me that care about me and they've helped me out.
Well, yeah, just I don't know, and I do think, unfortunately, some churches. My mom goes to a smaller church, which I think is also
Yeah.
better. Um, uh, yeah, you have to be actually a really active member of the church to get notice or help.
Yeah. Like
If you
I
start going to these big churches, these mega churches, it's like they don't. It's not everybody who's getting the help. It's like the people who are putting in stuff into the church. The rich
I
families are always like on top of the church.
yeah, I remember one year when me and Mandy were very involved in the church and we had got a huge income tax back. Mandy was saying we should donate a decent amount of money to the church. I think we got our tax return and we donated like $1,000 to the church. Later on in the year, we were having some hard times. We were financially struggling. We needed a lot of help, and we asked the church for help. And they gave us a basket of canned food that nobody fucking eats.
Yeah.
And that's that is like the truth in a lot of church life. You donate thousands of dollars to them, over your lifetime. And then when you really need the help, you get a bag of canned food that came out of the pantries of everybody else. Yeah. And it was mostly pumpkin pie filling.
Yeah, I don't expect much from my church or my churchgoers, but like my mom has found a church that I do think treats her very well.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
And like the church like we grew up in, I don't know how many churches you grew up in.
Mostly that one.
That was just a shit show.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck Calvary Baptist Church.
I
Bunch of greedy assholes.
don't even know what that church looks like because we could never keep one pastor. Like they were always constantly changing pastors.
Yeah.
I don't know because of scandals or what the fuck was happening, but there was always scandals.
Well, we had the two for a long time when you were really little. And
Yeah.
then, but, oh man, there was the Southern Baptist Conventions that released the 250-page uh, book of those involved in assault scandals on mostly children. 250 pages, not 250 people, 250 pages of people that have been transferred between churches and everything else. And now I think about it, I was like, oh, I really hope those two weren't part of that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Then
just
that's my other stuff. And they're not going to drive a Tesla. This is America. They need their Ford 250 and their Suburbans and the 850 passenger vans.
I think if you can find a church that is, I'm sure there are good churches out there for what you're looking for, depending on what you're looking for. I was half tempted to make this post the other day because I
You know what,
saw.
Diane? You make the argument for church, so I go take a piss.
Okay, I don't know if I can make an argument for churches, but I mean, if you find one that's suits you, whatever you believe. But I was driving by a church the other day and they had a gay pride flag out, and I was like, that's pretty fucking dope because there are religious, um, you know, LGBTQ plus people out there, and I think it's hard for them to know where to go and what is safe. And I thought it was pretty cool that this church had a flag out, and well, in theory, because we also don't know if it's like a pray the gay away kind of situation where they accept you and then, but oh, we have a remedy for you. So I didn't want to say anything because I'm not sure, but I was like, that's pretty cool to at least know in theory that like, okay, well, we in theory actually accept them, but I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want somebody to go there being like, oh, that's cool. There's a place out there that in Las Cruces that is definitely advertising for, you know, the gay community, but I also don't know what that entails for Christians. I really don't know because there are some places that say they are welcoming, but it's just
A ruse.
yeah, just to like you already believe our beliefs, but all that's in the way is this pesky homosexual, you know.
But we have a
Let's get
camp
that
for you
out
to
of
go
there.
to. It'll help you take care of it.
So I wasn't sure if that was a cool thing or not a cool thing, but at first, to me, wanting to believe in like goodness and stuff, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because I went to church with some um I don't know what they would I don't know, you know, lesbians with some gay fellas, but like
Yeah.
they were never allowed. It was like something everybody kind of knew, but nobody ever talked about.
Ew.
Do you have flies in yours? I'm so afraid that one fly is gonna die in one of these
No.
cans. I've got so many fucking open cans.
No, I just put all 4 flavors together and it's kind of this weird brown color.
That's
Apparently, they all have a slight tinge to them. So,
the real juice.
oh, fuck. Am I going to have to shotgun one of these?
Well, since you said it,
Well, I was just thinking I was trying to do the shotgun ability test. I feel my keys this time. My stomach is so full of liquids right now. And I still have my unicorn full of all the flavors, which, by the way, this cup isn't all that clean. It still has all the flavors from whatever we drank last time out of this.
perfect. You're gonna get sick probably one of these days from just built up fucking just shit drink.
I wash it periodically.
Mm.
That's pretty accurate. That is a very accurate statement. As a reverend, I condone that message. All right, I'm gonna drink this. I don't know what I got to shotgun.
I would. I don't really feel like this is like a shotgun thing for me.
So you're telling me I shouldn't shotgun it?
I'm telling you, every drink is a shotgunnable thing for you. I just also don't want to get my voice sticky.
All right. I don't want to do this, but I feel like I need to do something to bring the energy up. Um, all this shit kind of brought me down, and I feel depressed about the future. So if I shotgun one of these and I'm more miserable, as long as it's entertaining to you watching on the interwebs, that's what I'm here to do. And maybe, just maybe, it'll lead to a brighter future.
I don't know, Justin. That was so beautiful. I feel like I might shotgun something.
All right. I got a watermelon. And let's make it happen, Captain. So, cheers, mate. Ooh, buddy. Here we go. Show me the back of the throat. I think I just got my jewelry all sticky.
Those pistols, those nipple pistols.
Don't shotgun those. It's dangerous.
Does it hurt?
I thought I was gonna die twice.
I would probably die.
Like the carbonation is just so fine. Like I'm not sure that's not CO2. Like
Make me have sympathy burps.
It hit me. It hit me in back of the throat with such a sheer force. Okay. Not shotgunnable. It is not recommended.
That's what we're gonna have to start doing. Is it shotgunnable, Justin's?
No. No. Don't do it. Nope. Like, I can't describe a sensation. Like, the carbonation of it is like, it is not conducive for a shotgun. It's just not. Don't try this at home. I am a trained dumbass. But I am sticky as fuck now. The table's sticky as fuck. The doom bag is sticky as fuck. Lee is sticky as fuck.
Oh God, not Brody. He didn't deserve that.
No. So spiked hard lemonade. Overall consensus. How do you feel about it?
I don't really feel buzzed.
You don't?
Nope. Not even in the slightest. But I also haven't drank all of the stuff.
I've drank all of them. I've drank all of them at least down to like a quarter, and then put them in here.
This is your superstar of the whole situation. I don't like strawberry flavored stuff either, but this is actually pretty damn tasty.
Strawberry is the best flavor.
This is gone. I got this one. That one's good.
Yeah, strawberry's good. Original lemonade is good.
Bad.
Watermelon's not terrible. Blueberry, meh.
Blueberry flavored stuff is strange because it tastes like a muffin. It tastes like a muffin to me.
Yeah, they all taste like muffins. I'd rather just have a blueberry. Like, honestly. But you know what?
We've never lost our sense of what's truly important. The great taste of Charleston Chew.
I just felt like it was time.
Well, yeah,
You know?
I appreciate it.
I'm so sticky.
See, that's why I'm like, I don't want to have to then clean up after the show.
I am so freaking sticky right now.
Like, my cats dropped some hot sauce on my wall the other day, and it's still there. I'm like, I gotta clean up that mess before I fucking make a new one.
Yeah. So, part 2 of why this isn't shockingable, you get so obscenely sticky. So obscenely sticky.
I'm gonna have to
But-
shower, kid.
Oh, yeah. But Diane, is this a main eventer? Is it 5 out of 5? Are we in the upper mid card, 4 out of 5? Is it a mid card, 3 out of 5?
How are you? You're feeling buzzed?
2 out of 5, yeah. 2 out of 5, lower mid card, or just a jobber. I'm feeling a solid content buzz. Like I said, I've drank all of them down to where all of them were about like this, and that's when I put them in here.
Okay, and there's it doesn't cut. It came in a 12 pack, yeah.
12 pack.
For how much?
Shit.
All right, I would say it's if you're feeling buzzed, probably upper mid card. You're a big fella.
Yeah. I can do that. Because I've had at least probably about 3, 4. And then with the 2 shooters. I don't feel like trash drunk. I feel respectable drunk. Like I feel reasonable. My head doesn't feel as cloudy. But it's a solid, good, warm feeling. You know? I don't feel like I'm gonna hate myself too much in the morning.
No.
I do feel like there's gonna be a sugar headache, but not as severely as some of the other stuff we drink.
Oh, for real, for sure. I still stand by that. Like 99 seltzers was the thing that I was like, this could kill me.
Oh yeah,
It's just the sugar and that is just hangover waiting to happen.
I feel like yeah, these are definitely upper mid card. Because the only one that brings it down is the blueberry, and it wasn't bad.
No, it's not. It's not like it's not bad flavor.
Like I didn't hate it.
It's
But-
just it tastes like a blueberry muffin, and I don't. It tastes like it's filling, and I just kind of it turns me off.
It tastes like a blueberry muffin where somebody accidentally spilled like a bunch of lemon concentrate in. That's what it's. That's what it feels like.
I wasn't sure how the blueberry was going to taste in the first place because I was like, that's either going to be good or just god awful. But it kind of just is man. Blueberry muffin.
Yeah, it's fine.
So overall, yeah, I think upper mid card is. If you're feeling the buzz, I haven't chugged enough of mine to really know.
I
Then
think
the
it's
flavors
solid.
aren't bad. He's buzzed, so upper mid card.
Yeah. Of course, I almost kind of feel like I was drinking this faster, so I'd be less ragey. Because I do feel
You
like
did
I was
so well not raging. Because
good.
you were angry when you came to my house.
I know. I was heated. I was heated, and I wasn't heated when I started the conversation, but as
I know. I remember being like, oh, like I was like, he's mad because you came in and you were like, I've already been ranting about this. I'm not gonna rant about it again. And then you started getting like the more you start talking about it, you started getting angrier and angrier, and I was like,
just I don't know, like I don't know. Maybe I finally maybe this last podcast is at least helped me release some of the rage, and now I can focus logically on things. And I feel like that's the important thing is you got to get the rage out of the way first so you can look at things clearer in a bigger picture. Because as long as you have the rage inside you, it's going to cloud your judgment and your approach.
when I first heard the thing, I really was just like, ah, shit, really? Like, and I was just like, fuck. Like, what? Because I saw a thing a, like something that was advertised to me was like a find an abortion clinic like in your area thing.
Yeah.
And honestly, my first thought was like, that was so fucking cool that like you can find they have like a search system like that. And then I was like, well, this is actually useless now. Like, this means absolutely nothing. Like, wow, those were my first thoughts. And then, yeah, I guess I've just been like, well, we'll see what fucking happens. I guess.
yeah.
I mean, that's the
Unfortunately,
best I can do right now.
unfortunately, that's all we can do is do the best we can and hope for the best. So I don't know, but this has been best of the bottom. We're bottom class people drinking bottom shelf booze. Sometimes I get angry and rant, and
But you weren't that bad. You were good.
yeah, I I, I do. I feel like if I maybe if I wouldn't have had that outburst earlier, it might have been on this podcast. So hopefully my thoughts and I ideas and concerns have come across coherently. I hope that's the case. But, you know, I mean, people are going to reduce it down to, well, there's just some people drinking cheap booze, talking shit. And you know what? That's most of what America does. So fuck you. You're the minority. Go eat a fat dick or cunt or asshole, whatever you prefer least. Anyways, I lost my train of thought.
I feel like that's what.
You know what? You can watch Seer live every Monday, 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/bottom class. If you're watching us on catch up on YouTube, which is going to probably be way later than after all this has happened, so maybe this isn't going to do as well as it could be in an algorithm, but you know what? Whatever. I said my piece. You heard it. Hopefully things are better as you're hearing this in the future because I'm behind on posting these on YouTube. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, hit the button, get the notifications. And as you can see, all the Instagram is down there, Twitter, TikTok at bottom class. Also, we have an Instagram for Pink Street Tattoos and Piercings, which is our shop that's going to be opening up here in the very near future. There's a website, bearcoproductions.com. There's some mugs, there's some t-shirts. You can donate to us, you can help us grow because we're trying to grow and we're going to incorporate stuff from Bing Street possibly. I don't know. Things are happening. We're trying to do stuff. Help us out. Click the buttons. Do internet stuff. Help us grow. We want to support you. We want you to support us. Let's build a community. That's what I'm saying. And yeah. Yeah. That's all I got to say. So, you know, do those internet things. We love you guys. And we see you next time. Bring it in. Consensual hugs for everybody. We need a large group consensual hug in these times.
Tastes pretty good.